All right. Good evening, everybody. If somebody could let me know, make sure the sound's okay, that you can hear me all right. Turn my computer sound down. All right. Check, check, check. Can anybody hear me out there? Well, it's Friday night. What y'all think? Am I good? Yes. All right. Nice. Yep. I always make sure because sometimes you never know, you don't get it hooked up the right way, and before you know it, you're all messed up. From North Georgia. How you doing, Jackie? While you wait, here's a commercial. That's what I need to come up with. I need to come up with some kind of commercial. So yeah, drink Mountain Dew. So I know people are kind of jumping in and out right now. So it's gonna be looks like a smaller crowd tonight, and that's all right. So hope you all are doing well. I was reading a lot of the comments on the Thursday video from yesterday, and what's up with all the pet food? And I went to my Kroger again just to kind of see for myself because I hadn't been paying attention. I currently don't have any pets in the home. So I did. I went to the pet section of the grocery store and I did. I looked around and I couldn't believe it. It is. It's crazy. So good evening. From Michigan. All right, we'll allow Michigan in here. For people know that I am an Ohio State fan. That's all right. We all get along. Hey, Shannon, you made it. Hey, Joanne. But yeah, I went to pet sections and check it out. Hey, Joyce. And just looking at the cans of the pet foods, the cat food, the dog food, and just everything's really low. So that was, like I said, that was one of the trends that I noticed. Great, dodge the bad storms in the south. Yeah, there was a lot. We were supposed to gotten hit with a lot more here. Hey, Mammy. Right here in Tennessee, Nashville area, we were supposed to have gotten tons in there. Colorado's in the house. Okay, you went to Kroger today? Oh, wow, $7.99 a pound. Really, Robbie? Wow. Hey, Deeds. Yeah, that's a lot of money, Robbie. From Washington State. Hey, Brent. Glad you guys could make it. But yeah, that's a lot. $7.99 a pound for cube steak. Yeah, it's look, there's lots of craziness going on, and we know that. If we were to sit down and get a piece of paper and just start from food to finances of the nation's finances and choices of the nation and gas prices and all the different things going on. I told my wife earlier today, I was just like, what's going on? The decisions and the things going on in the country, and just like, are we like, what are we doing? It's not really like we couldn't run a corporation this way, I guess is what I'm thinking. I have that mind, that business mind, and I'm just like, things just aren't, going the right direction. And it'd be like running a business and almost like you're trying to run it in the ground. But, hang on. I mean, we got stimulus checks, right? Did you all get those? Did you all get the stimulus checks? We got them in our household. And actually, our son that's in college, over 18, has not been getting stimulus checks up to this point. And then for the first time, he got a $1,400 stimulus check. That was a new change that they did. No stimmies for you guys? No, Joyce, you're right. Just, common sense. Like I said, it's that business mind. I just can't understand the concept of things. And you just wouldn't run a business or corporation in this way. But, okay, you guys got one? Hey, country girl. Yeah, homegrown homesteaders, you guys got yours. So I got mine. And, I've been planning and thinking for a long time what I wanted to do with it. In the past with the other ones, just basic preps here and there, little things. But this time I wanted to make a big purchase. I wanted to get something. So, hey, Simper, I wanted to get something a little larger, something that I normally wouldn't get. And I ended up getting something in the boomstick category. And that's all I'll say on that. But I made a good investment for home security. It was something that I wanted to do for a very long time. Ugly Prepper's in the house. So, but that's what I did. I got that with some accessories and things, and I figured it was a one-time shot. Having an extra chunk of change that bills are caught up. I'm not in any extra debt or anything. Pay off debt, yep. Make sure that's what I would have done. If I had some extra credit card debt or something, I would have put it right towards that. But I do pretty well keeping that paid off. I use one of those credit cards that has the cash back, the rewards. So obviously I want to pay that off every month, because if I pay the interest on it, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of earning the cash back. That just kind of washes itself. So I do good with paying off my credit card every month, get that extra free money. So yeah, I see others paying off credit cards. Good, Arlene. Prepper Book Club. Yeah, that's a great opportunity with a large chunk of change like that to put it towards something that's going to be beneficial for you in the long run. Homegrown headsetters haven't spent a penny yet. Yeah, no problems with that. Yeah, take your time. No reason to rush. Yeah, if you've got your ducks in a row, it's okay to have a little fun with it. With a little bit of our stimulus money, we're actually planning a little trip. I think we're going to be going over to Gatlinburg, staying in Tennessee. And you know how it is with me with traveling. Every time I travel or leave my house, leave my home, something always happens. Back at Christmas time, we traveled to Florida, and that's when the Nashville bombing happened. That's what happened when I left home. So then I left, a couple months ago, went to Chattanooga for a wedding anniversary, and that's when my car got stolen. So I'm warning you right now, I'm going to be going out of town soon, and that means something's going to happen. So just whatever that means, just something's going to happen. So I'm just warning you. Whenever I leave town, there's always something. So be prepared. So yes, plan for the end of the world. And I'm just telling you, every time I travel, there's always something that happens. Yeah, fly? No, I don't know. Yeah, that could be bad. You have a rainy day fun. Yeah, definitely start that. Get your rainy day fun going. It is. Yeah, it's a beautiful place over in Gatlinburg. If you all have some good suggestions of some places to go while we're there, I'm planning on seeing some waterfalls and doing some hiking. I think the weather is going to be high in the 60s. It's going to be gorgeous weather to be outside. Better stay home. Yeah, that crossed my mind. So, yep, that's what. Just like I said, be prepared when you see something in the news. That's because I traveled. But yeah, just if you guys got some different ideas and things in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area, like I said, we've been collecting ideas from family and friends. We've been there before, but you're always looking for something new, something different, maybe a nice, cool restaurant. I've had, I think my wife brought it up, and actually my boss today mentioned Parrot Mountain, like bird, parrot, like a parrot. That I guess it's a place that you go in, and there's all these different types of parrots and birds and things, and you can hold them and feed them and all that stuff. And I've done that in zoos and things, so I can imagine if it's this huge attraction called Parrot Mountain, it'd be a lot of fun. So I was thinking about doing that. The island at Pigeon Forge. Okay, yeah, we've talked about that. I've that's a great that you brought that up. Just take Amber, just take my lucky rabbit foot with me. So I don't know if that's going to work, though, to be honest with you. So what's that? Northern Girl Hobbies go geocaching. I'm not sure what that is. Don't know. But I'm open for suggestions. But yeah, but that's going to be something fun. Hey, did you see my thumbnail for my live video tonight? The thumbnail of these. If you've watched some of my videos, you've been around rock hunting. Oh yeah, that'd be fun to do. I'll bring some souvenirs back and show them on my video. I want to bring this up a little closer. Let's check out what's popping up there. That's the permanent. What do they call these? I know they're not called the permanent leaves. I called them the right name earlier, and then I forget stuff like that. You didn't get notified that it was on, Patty. I'm glad you're here. You didn't miss much. So I'm just now getting into my... If you remember when I took these little containers, put the seeds in there. That's a great question, Arlene. I've got tomatoes. That's these little small ones here. And they've started on their little permanent leaves, barely on one of them. I can't remember which one it was right there, I think. So I got the tomatoes, and then I've got the cucumbers and the squash on this side. So this is my first time doing indoor seeds. Do they look good? I thank you. So, hey, Erica, Australia's in the house. Good morning. So, yeah, we're on the opposite time frames here, but I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Erica. So they look okay. So, I feel like they're like kids. I'm babying these things. I keep them watered. At night, I have them bringing in on the dining room table. And then do they look like yours, Patty? Nice. Thank you, guys. So, and then like during the day, I'll go and I'll put them out in the sun. I'll make sure nothing's messing with them. And and then I'll make sure they stay in the sun for a while and that they're getting plenty of light. And then I'll bring them back inside for night again. It's almost like, I'm not addicted to them or anything, but I've taken it serious. I want to do this. I want to make it work. I'm enjoying my experiment, and I'm looking forward to. Now, with these permanent leaves coming in, from what I'm understanding, once they get to like a couple of them, 2 or 3, it's going to be getting close to transplanting these, right? Is that kind of what I'm understanding? That once they get those extra leaves in, the pumpkin and the tomatoes. Nice, Erica. So that's right. I guess you guys already have all that stuff growing right now. So, okay, Patty said yes. So I'm looking forward to transplanting these. I've got the 5-gallon buckets and going to put the holes in them. I'll put it on a video when it gets to that time. First set of leaves or seed leaves. True leaves, that's it. Thank you. Yes, true leaves. And okay, yes, so I was right on that. So look, I'm looking forward to doing this because I love the independence. That's why I've prepped. That's why I wanted to do a prepping channel. I really believe in becoming more and more independent. And this was a step that I personally wanted to take to add another notch on my belt. Another tool in my tool belt, right? Something else that I know that I can do. And I wanted to do it, and I wanted to be successful with it. And I can't wait. And I want to be able to have the vegetables, and instead of having to go to the store to buy them, I'll have them. I've had some people send me pictures or even comments in some of the videos. They say, hey, I went to the produce section and it was amazing. Everything was empty. And I went there to go buy some produce and there's nothing there. So I don't want to be caught into that anymore. I want to always know that I can go outside and I can pick stuff. Know that for us here in the family, they will have access to that. Yeah, Joanne, your seedlings are like children. That's what, you kind of feel like, yeah, I've invested some time into this, right? The wind makes them stronger. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that's what I was hoping by taking them outside. Today was windy, and I'm watching them blowing around, and I guess I've heard the term hardened. Is that kind of like because they become hardened, they get a little used to the weather, they've kind of getting their strength up and everything. So, yeah, I've been hardening them off. Okay, good. So, yeah, Joanne just said that. Oh, no, your dog eats the cucumber leaves? Well, that ain't good. So, the first thing that I'm thinking of that I might deal with are squirrels. So, I don't know if they're going to find it. I'm up on a high deck. If you've seen my videos, if I keep them up on the deck for just the start for these. Now I have other seeds that I'm going to have. I want to try to put down out in the yard and do some other experiments in the actual yard. These are going to go up there. See, Arlene said I had a pineapple growing and I walked outside, something had took a bite out of it. Oh, that's frustrating. And that's why I've had that happen in the past with stuff that I've tried growing. So Prepper Book Club said your zucchini's already growing. So that's awesome. Possums and fruit bats. Oh, fruit bats. Yeah, I didn't even think about. Yeah, you guys have to deal with that. And the fruit bats, yeah, no thank you. That's when the bats come out. So I'm not looking forward to having to deal with the critters and all that stuff. But I wanted to give you an update. I wanted you to kind of see where I'm at, that I'm excited, that I am taking it seriously. I'm going to put it down now. So that's always my fear is that I drop the whole thing upside down and boof. And, I would just be like, no, all that hard work just boom, right on the floor. So you guys are still getting ready. Yeah, so it's the time. You guys are starting to transplant. So I'm doing pretty good on timing then. Hey David, appreciate you being here, bud. So how's all your all's prepping doing? You guys have any new things going on? Mint and onion marigolds, deter pests. Okay, I do have some marigold seeds, and I need to probably start some of those. Okay, Jay Moore said that use mesh, squash bugs, discovered my squash last year. And that's all it takes, isn't it? Just for them to find it, and then it's on. It's destroyed by the bears? Whoa. Oh man. Yeah. No, I don't have to deal with bears where I'm at. I'm outside of Nashville, and I'm still kind of like it's a farming city. It's still, a lot of areas around here are farms, obviously. But it's still kind of like a town, and I won't be dealing with any bears. We got a question here. Does anyone know how long cream of wheat will store? Shannon has a question. So if anyone knows, kind of how long cream of wheat will store, I don't know that. I've never tried that. I'm not a big cream of wheat fan, so I personally don't eat cream of wheat. Never heard of it. Yeah, you're not missing out, in my opinion. You're not missing anything. I used to eat it as a kid. My mom would make it and stuff. I just was never a fan. Okay, dry can it or Mylar bag it. And then I guess, what do you talk, a couple years maybe once you've done that? Depends if you stored Mylar about a year. Okay, about a year. So hopefully that helps you, Shannon. But great question. And hey, yeah, anytime y'all have a question, throw it up in here. Anybody has an answer or whatever, definitely help them out and throw it out there. About a year in the box. Okay, so in the box itself, it lasts a year. Okay. You put yours in the freezer. So, yeah, I would say experiment. Give it a shot. Try a couple options, and you might be the first one to come up with a way to do it all. With butter and half. Yeah, I think when I was a kid, I remember eating it. I remember if I added butter to it, I enjoyed it enough where it was palatable. That's not something I want to prep up on. That's just me. So South Carolina, Stetter said if canned or Mylar should last 5 years. That's a good long time. Grits, yeah, I can eat grits. You're building your 4th raised bed this weekend. Great. So Lois, that's awesome. Growing potatoes. You got your potatoes going too. That's perfect. That's something I'm thinking about trying is the potatoes. And I don't know about how long will the grits last. And I'm thinking maybe the same. Y'all getting you hungry? Yep. Hey, Judy. Good to see you and Bob. Yeah, I love having breakfast for dinner. I mean, I'm just telling you. But I fix breakfast a lot in my house for breakfast, actual breakfast time, especially on the weekends. I'll do, the eggs and the bacon, and I'll get some biscuits, and um, I probably one day should learn how to start making biscuits from scratch. Man, my grandma, my great grandmother, man, they could make fresh homemade biscuits from just a handful of flour and some of this and some of that. Some of the best biscuits, and somehow I missed out on that recipe. I don't, I don't even think they had it written down. I think they did it all by hand, but by memory. Okay, oatmeal can be stored for 20 years if stored right. Okay, that's a good long time. Yeah, if you can get some stuff stored up for 20 years, you're rocking. So bacon, eggs, hash browns for dinner. Yeah, oh yeah, I could eat at breakfast, for a lunch. It's like going to Cracker Barrel, right? And you can go to Cracker Barrel and you get all that good, the hash brown casserole, and you can get the, maybe the chicken or the steak with all the eggs and the ham, the country ham. Oh yeah, I could eat that up right now. See, I have the biscuits. That's it. Wherever we're going to Cracker Barrel. I should be making like a tour, right? And I just go to these random Cracker Barrels throughout. Well, I wanted to say America, but we got people in Canada and Australia and other places. And I don't know if y'all have Cracker Barrels out there, but I could visit Cracker Barrels and I can announce it. Hey, if you want to come to Cracker Barrel with House of Prep, we're gonna have ourselves a big old breakfast time together. That would be fun, wouldn't it? How do you do potato bags? Kathy asked, how do you do potato bags? Food grade buckets. Sometimes they get lost after I start talking and I miss out on the comments, and see, I'm trying to catch up. So Joanne's, okay, seeing how that they're growing. So yeah, you guys keep going. You guys do your thing. I think you just gained 5 pounds just talking about it, right? Yeah, that's all it takes. I could talk some food now. You all see me. I got a spread of food out there on Thursdays. I can talk food, and I can try stuff and do new things. You had crack. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're always off those ramps, aren't they? Going off the exits and traveling. But I promise you, we're going to be stopping at a Cracker Barrel this weekend. So now that I've talked about it, we're going to be making that a stop. I promise you. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Joyce said, "What is the potato bags?" I don't know if somebody do a video at Cracker Barrel. I might have to do a video at Cracker Barrel. You've never heard of a Cracker Barrel, Lewis? Man, Great Britain is missing out. You guys haven't had a Cracker Barrel. Oh, yeah, I'll have to maybe do a little video or something, just showing my little visit at Cracker Barrel. That'd be fun. Oh, so what do y'all think? You guys got any questions? You have any questions for me? I don't do these all the time, so this is your chance. So you see all my goofy videos and all the stuff going on, and sometimes you're wondering, man, I wish this or wish that. And sometimes you guys do. Sometimes you guys ask questions. All right, here's the answer to the potato bags. Potato bags are like the hanging tomato bags, only larger. Okay. And then, see, I have arrived. What did I miss? Candace, you made it. You missed all kinds of cool stuff. We were talking about Cracker Barrel. That's all right. Yeah, there's a lot of talk of potato bags. Here's a great question from Joanne, and I'd like to know what you all think for your all's situations too. Joanne said, have you prepped up on the medical side of things? And I think that's a great question. Here's what I do. I keep up my Excedrin, because me personally, that's what works for me. I've tried like the off brands, like the great value brands and things. They just don't sit right with me. For some reason, my body doesn't like the off brands when it comes to my headache medicines. Like it has to be the Excedrin. So I've made sure to stock up on that, because if I ran out of that and I can't buy it again, which that happens. Sometimes it's not even because there's a shortage, it's because the stupid company, Excedrin's, done something wrong and they have to do a recall. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? That's my medicine. That's my go-to. So when I got into prepping, that became something, yeah, it's hard to find. So I had to go on Amazon, right? And you can get the big bottles for like $30 or something like that. But you know what? That's fine. That's what we do, right? We prep up. So I prep up on that stuff because that's something, for me personally, that's what I use. And it's frustrating if I can't get it, especially because if I have headaches, Tylenol doesn't work, aspirin doesn't really work, ibuprofen doesn't work. Now, ibuprofen and stuff works great for muscle aches and things, but it's got to be Excedrin for my headache. So, medical reasons, yeah, stock up on your pain meds, the ones that work for you. Have enough, because I've been to the store before and they've been wiped out before. Everything. And I've seen it. I've seen all their pain meds gone. I've seen it all gone. I make sure I have, when I have a cold or somebody in my house has like a really bad, like a flu or something, Dayquil and NyQuil. It works for us. It's something, you find what works for you. Some people might have other things they like that instead of that. But here it's the Dayquil and NyQuil. And I make sure that I have extra put up, because again, if you run into where there's a shortage of things again, or a run on stores again, and something happens and everyone's getting sick, well, you're out of luck if you don't have that stuff. Hall's cough drops. In fact, I've got one sitting here in case I need it. I make sure I have these for me because it's important for me. I need to have it because sometimes my throat gets dry, or because of allergies certain times a year. Something will get a tickle in my throat and a coughing. Just pop a Halls and suck on that. I'm good to go. But again, especially if you are coughing or sick, I make sure that I have plenty of these. Because again, if they run out, and they have, and I don't want to be stuck not having these. So I stock up on those. Now, me personally, I deal with a little bit of high blood pressure. So when I go to the doctor, I try to stay ahead. They won't let me stay too far ahead, but a 6 months supply. But then it runs close to, running it down, and I'm not as comfortable with the amount that I have. So, if I miss a pill here and there, I slowly kind of get ahead of the game, and allows the pills to be ahead. But if I had to go a full year and not have a replenished supply, now I do have some put up from a higher dose that they started me with that was way too much. I was getting dizzy, and I'd stand up and man, the world would spin, and I'm like, I've never felt like this. This is crazy. And they had put me on too high of a dose. So I have those put up. I could cut them in half, and I could take them, if on a need base, I have those. So finding your meds that you use, and I've heard people that are on insulin that sometimes that's a little harder to store and stuff because of, it's got a shelf life. But yeah, medications, your alcohol, the rubbing alcohol that you use, the peroxide, bandages, Band-Aids, medical supplies. Let's see, I'm trying to catch up here. Yeah, get some extras. Yeah, so like all your medications, and like I said, I try to think of anything that I use. I even sometimes use Vicks Vapor Rub. If my allergies are real bad and I'm trying to sleep at night and I'm just kind of like not breathing, I'll get some Vicks Vapor Rub and I'll put it just right here on my mustache, right on my goatee. And I'll put some right there over my nose. And then that Vicks Vapor Rub, man, it's like an amazing concoction that just opens you right up, right? So that's something I prep up on. I make sure I have extras of those because that's something that I use that's on the medical list. That's something that's important to me when I need it. Because getting your sleep, getting, things. And I saw somebody say, what Arkansas? Come on, man. You know it. So, but yeah, I take the vitamins. Again, having those stocked up, and look, it's easy to run out of stuff if you don't pay attention, and it's sometimes it's a chore. Rule of thumb: anything medical, if somebody gets sick, and once they're better, whatever they've used, you write it down. Okay, thank you, Judy. That's a great. I didn't know about that, so I'll try that. I'll give that a shot. So yeah, sometimes when I'm sick or the allergies are kicking, the throat gets dry, gets scratchy. So I'm always looking for new ideas. Essential oils help a range of issues. Yes, CR, you're absolutely right. We've tried some of those and I'm still working on them. Two old goats. Man, you're crazy, man. Hey, G-Ball. Oh, okay. You're out doing some shopping. Did you get your stimulus check? Oh, okay, Amy. Yeah, the Synthroid. Yep. And see, Simper says fish antibiotics have a full range. You can get it. Eucalyptus plants. How do you use it? Arlene has a question. If somebody has an answer to this, of the eucalyptus plant, I've never used it. So if somebody knows, like how do you use it and what is it for type thing, eucalyptus plant. What's the value of that? What do you use that for? So that's a great question. But yeah, my vitamins, like I said, I have a range of those, the men's one a days, and then I use some extra vitamin C's and B's and things like that. Oh, okay. Kind of like Vicks with eucalyptus in it. So yeah, and if y'all don't mind, Patty reminded me just reading what she was saying. Hit the thumbs up button if y'all don't mind. That would be really great. Just kind of helps out with the the algorithms of things. And Judy says you can buy what she was recommending at Cracker Barrel. Okay. Speaking of Cracker Barrel, we've been talking about that earlier in the video. So I mean, yeah, walking around the shops at Cracker Barrel, they've got all kinds of cool stuff there. I didn't know they had that there. So different little concoctions and things, and I'm sure they have essential oils. But yeah, back to the essential oils. Somebody recommended us using essential oils. If you find some of those that work for you, make sure you have those stocked up as well. We've tried them. I've tried them for me. Vitamin D works great for the immune system. Yes, I also have vitamin D. Thank you. That's the other one. There's like 4 or 5 of them. Oh, and I take a fish oil. Somebody had high cholesterol this past year and had to change their diet and had to lay off all the extra cookies and lay off all the cakes. And so I took some fish oil and stuff too. But I changed my diet. My blood work came back this last time. Things are getting better. But hey, that's important too. With vitamins and medical stuff, try to get healthy as best you can. If something hits the fan and you got to start relying on health and stuff, I mean, you want to be healthy before you get to that point, right? To the best of your ability. Oh, Bear Independent's wife is big on the essential oils. Okay. So yeah, essential oils. Tiger Balm for aches and pains. Yeah, G-Ball, you're right. I mentioned that earlier. Things aren't looking good in our nation across the board. That's exactly how I started this video. I was just randomly, just like, if I was running a business and I was talking to my wife about that, it's just, got to go. All right, man. See you, buddy. But I was like, if you're running a business, there's no way I would run a business like our nation's being run today. I mean, just for a while, and even with prices and gas and just choices that we're making, and just, I'm like, it's just not, it doesn't make business sense. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around just life in general. The way that everything across the board, like you said, it just seems like, what are we doing? Like, I thought people were just smarter than this. Smart, why can't we seem to get this together? And it just, I find myself just, I don't get frustrated about it too much, but I just, it just blows my mind sometimes. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. But that's why we do what we do. What if they do another lockdown? You know, that's I prepare for that. In all honesty, I don't know what the next big event is. I just foresee something. I really do. And look, you all are my friends, okay? Most of you guys have been watching my videos for a long time. And look, just do what you got to do to get ready. Just be prepared. Yeah, who is really in charge? You know, there we don't even know who's really in charge. Hey, Susie. Look, we don't even really know. I don't believe. You watch TV and there's elections and you think you know who's in charge, right? I think there's a facade of who they put in front that you think is in charge. I don't think we know who's in charge. I think that's all smoke and mirrors behind the scenes. Everybody else are just pawns. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what side of the fence they are. There's still people behind the scenes that are in charge. And I just think that, they've got a direction that they're headed, and it doesn't matter who the front runner is. There's a direction that the nation's heading, and it's heading that way regardless. And that's, one of the reasons that got me into prepping years ago. So, yeah, you're right, G-Ball. And like I said, you guys are my friends, and I just implore you all just to keep prepping, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, Patty, yeah, somebody's behind the scenes. And there's only so much we can do. And, without putting your neck out there, your family's neck out there, it's just get ready, try to be as much independent as you can. And like I envy you guys at homestead to have your homesteads. Maybe you were born and raised into that. And I envy you guys that you're more off grid, and you've got the setups, and my wife's mentioned it before. Hey, should we go try to find some property off in the country and stuff like that? And I'm not opposed to that. I think that we've still got a little ways to go and things that I'm learning, and I showed y'all. For those that had just jumped in, in the last little bit here, I was showing that I'm learning new skills, okay? So before I'm ready to go out and build up a homestead, I'm crafting my skills. I'm crafting and not just relying on, cans of beans and, bags of rice. I'm working on this stuff. Yes, Mama, pray. Absolutely. So, yeah, aren't these cool? And I was showing them earlier. I've got the true leaves coming in, the ones the permanent, the true leaves, and they're all starting to come in now. So I put them out in the sun every day. Water them every couple days, just to make sure that they got some stuff on there. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Working on produce, livestock. You're right. And if you guys haven't done this yet, it's super easy. And I'm learning it. I'm even learning what things are called. But you can do it. And if I can do it, I don't have a green thumb, so I'm developing one. I wasn't born with one, and I'm learning. And a lot of you guys have encouraged me, and I can't wait to, later in the summer, show you piles of vegetables on the table. Right? This is what I'm harvesting from my garden and from my hard work. So I'm looking forward to doing that and sharing that. And in my playlist, I am slowly adding, gardening in my little bit of a journey as I have the big steps. So, but yeah, hey, I appreciate that. Yeah. Not watching the news. Yep. Yeah. So, yep. I'm learning from all of y'all, a nice tight circle. You guys are always real good. If I have questions or if I'm talking about something, you guys kind of guide me if I'm off course a little bit as I'm learning these new skills. Yeah, only Martians are born with green thumbs. I know, right? Hey, I don't know. My grandmother, I think she was born with one because man, it's just she could grow anything. Um, they had gardens. They had, I mean, her mom, my great grandmother, same way. They could just grow anything out of nothing. I'm just like, how do they do it? They knew how to take pieces of a plant and grow another plant. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Um, but I guess it's stuff they learn. So you got to start somewhere, right? Yeah, homeowners association. Yeah, emotional support animal. That's what they can be. Uh, Now I know there's some chickens that they're low key, right? They're quiet. You know, you get some that look like pets, the soft ones and stuff. I don't know what they're called, but I think there's ways around that. Just keep them up in a fence, and you know, look into quail. I've had people say that, look into quail and stuff. Yeah, Candace. Yeah, gardening makes you feel closer to your grandma. And yeah, it's good memories, you know. And there's times like even doing little things like this, it makes me think of my grandmother. You know, obviously she's no longer with us, but it's things like that that uh, it can draw a connection to your past and your memories and your fond memories and things that you remember about your family. Um, and I'm fortunate that I've seen some things done. It's just a matter that I need to do it and following in their footsteps. There were in a lot of ways they were preppers. Never even called them, so I never heard them say the word prepper. It's just their life. It's how they did. They canned. They had gardens. They had food stocks. They had money put up, cash for a rainy day. They had, you know, anything a prepper does. They had, and my great grandparents, they had a farm in Somerset, Kentucky, and they had rabbits. They raised rabbits. They had some chickens there, and then, like I said, the fields. They had a lot of fields. I remember going out there and farming, and it's kind of a lost art, I think, in our generations today, in our society. Um, so, oh, Handy's on Fox. You got Fox on in the background. I watch a little bit here and there. I try not to watch too much. So, hey, CB, good to see you. Jumping in. Root cellar. Didn't call it prepping, but it was. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, Patty. That's exactly right. Uh, Family, they were doing it. My mom, uh, I never heard her say anything about, "Hey, I'm prepping" or "I'm a prepper." Never did, but she canned, and my mom and dad, they had a vegetable garden. They still do down in Florida. When I lived in Ohio, where I was born in Ohio, and I remember in the backyard and going out there, and my parents, they had, the vegetables, and I'd go out and I'd help. We had watermelon, corn, green peppers, some red peppers, the tomato plants, and they did some green beans. And I remember going out and helping pick that stuff. And um, let me see, this full of canned goods. It was just the normal. Yeah, Liru. It was just the normal. And as a kid, you knew, but I kind of like got away from that. And it just, as I got older, and it didn't click with me. And then as I went further on in life, and then it dawned on me, I was like, why am I living my life week to week with groceries and stuff? And I think what kind of woke me up is when I was in Florida and the hurricanes would come. And when we finally had one that kind of knocked the power out, and I had propane and grill, and we had backup food and stuff, but it just made me really think, what if this was long term? I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for something more than just a week or two. And then that's what got me really focused, I think, on wanting to be a prepper or better prepared in life, more independent. And then watching as disasters throughout the years would come. I mean, y'all remember, what was it? Y2K, right, when the year 2000 was going to hit, and that was supposed to reset us back to the dark ages, right? So that was a big time of life that kind of got people, I think, me included, getting prepped up a little bit and getting a little more weary that, things could be a lot more fragile than what we think. A lot of times we just live our life thinking everything's normal and there's no way nothing can break down. There's always going to be trucks, there's always going to be grocery stores, there's always going to be shelves full of food, and we just get used to that. It's almost like you get mesmerized, right? You were working in the hospital. The big wigs were freaked. Yeah, people were freaked out. Judy says her grandparents called getting ready for winter. Yeah. And then Deeds is still eating last summer's veggies stored in different ways. And see, that's where I'll start getting to that point. As I'm growing my own vegetables and things, then I'll start doing enough to where we can start canning them to get to enough to continue to eat on them until the next growing season comes. I would love to get to that point, and that's a great goal. Let's see. Yep. Okay, I'm just catching up on your all's comments here. If trucks stop running, store shelves will be empty within 3 days. Miss T, you're right. And that's what happens. We've seen the little bits and pieces of that. But, I mean, just start thinking about these gas prices, too. If that starts affecting trucker companies, what if they go on strike? What if they say we're not getting paid enough? A lot of these independent truckers and, over-the-road haulers and things. What if they say we're on strike because gas prices have just gotten way too much, we're not getting paid enough, so we're all going on strike to renegotiate and this and that? Well, man, 3 days of that, I mean, yeah, it would be horrible. And that's a possibility. That's something that we get mesmerized. We get so blinded thinking that stuff like that can never happen. And it can. We have to be ready for that. I mean, that's a definite possibility. That's not even something that's far-fetched. People say a lot of times, oh, you guys come up with these far-fetched, crazy ideas. That isn't even far-fetched. That's not crazy. That's happened already. We've had where storms and weather storms and stuff shut down the trucking because of the ice and the snow. We've seen that. And certain areas can't get trucks in. Well, if they can't get trucks in, all that stuff is bought up within just a few days period. Oh, G-Ball, I wasn't ignoring you. Yeah, you try not to watch too much news. In Pennsylvania, I'll be back here now. Nice quiet area. Yeah, hey, and having a nice quiet area to go to, kind of get your zen, right? Your peace, your relaxation. So Patty said gas jumped 40 cents within a month there. Yeah, gas prices are going up. And I said, summer's coming. We haven't even seen the peak yet because you know how it is every summer. Travel comes, right? So with all the traveling, especially if people are ready to get out and travel, gas prices are going to go sky high by summer. Yeah, pandemics were far-fetched 2 years ago. Yeah, you're right. Just a couple years ago, I remember like having these discussions about a pandemic, about how it would affect the country, and role-playing, right? You talk to your friends or your family about, well, what if we got hit with this disease or this, sickness, and how would it affect, and everything shut down and this and that, and everyone just kind of looks at you like, yeah, whatever, that's never going to happen. Yeah, here we are. We dealt with it. Judy said the Presto canner at Walmart sells for $79. That's not bad. $2.69 for regular, Country Girl says. Allie Roo, my next door neighbor has nothing for backup. Your strengths and weaknesses in their food supply. Yeah. Any neighbors? And I've said this before about some of my neighbors. They'll leave their garage door wide open, and you can see right in their garage, and you can see all their preps. They don't have them covered or hidden, and it's from the floor to the ceiling shelves, and there'd be like a whole stack of toilet paper, whole stack of toilet paper towels, and then shelves of bags of canned goods and things. I'm like, look, you guys gotta like hide that stuff because there's neighbors around here that aren't prepping, and as soon as they know that you've got stuff, who are they coming for? Yeah, they're coming for your house. Pamela, I just saw that you did a donation. I appreciate that. I guess they call that a super chat. Is that what that is? But thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. That means a lot to me. Hey, Jacqueline, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked how the ceilings are doing because I've been excited to show these, and I'm going to show them one more time for all to see. This is so far, the fruits of my labor. This is where I'm at. And I was showing everybody earlier, they reminded me these are called the true leaves. And the true leaves are starting to come in. The tomatoes, the squash, and the cucumbers. So I am pumped up. So they're probably about, another week. Get a couple of the true leaves going on them. Give me another week or so. And I'm going to get these babies in some 5-gallon buckets on the back porch. I take them outside almost every single day. And I put them out in the sun. They get to enjoy some sunshine and the wind. And I bring them in at night because I don't want nothing bothering them at night. I'm very protective. I'm a very protective daddy. These are my babies, okay? So, but I'm excited. I've been taking, watching them real close, and I probably talk to them all the time. Like right now, they're listening to the sound of my voice. They recognize my voice, and if I speak to them and talk to them, I can tell that they grow better and that they like to be talked to. So they're spoiled. They're spoiled little brats, but that's okay. So, yeah, I'm trying to. Hey, I want them to work out. All right, I need all the help I can get. So, diesel gas is up. I just saw something up there. Let me go over here and look. Erica says diesel goes up, delivery charges go up, prices go up, wages will not keep pace. Get ready while you can. Absolutely, 100% right. I agree 100% with that. So get prepared. Yeah, keep them growing. Division last week. All gardeners know the anxiety. Keep them growing. Yeah, hey, if you, again, I said it earlier, if you've been watching this and you're thinking, yeah, I need to try that. Look, just do it. Go to the dollar store. I bought packs. They're 4 for $1. Okay, four packs of seeds for $1. And then we got a bag of $1 soil at the dollar store. It was a little bit woody, and I was kind of wondering if it was going to work or not. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just roll with it. I'm figuring, let me try to do this the least expensive way. The little pack of these containers, right? They're biodegradable or whatever, $1. So for just a few dollars, literally like $3, this is where I'm at for $3. And I've got plenty more seeds. And I did go to our local Lowe's. Got this huge, big old bag of potting soil for like $12. It's like a dead body in a big bag, right? So it's a big old bag of potting soil for $12, and it's got peat moss mixed in it and some fertilizer, and it's supposed to be really good. And so anyway, I could barely lift it, but it's awesome. It's going to fill up all my 5-gallon buckets, and for $12 of some good soil, I think it'll be good. We'll see. We'll try it. So look for that amount of money, and then the buckets I got were free. The school that I work at, the cafeteria, you kind of get the in with the cafeteria people. Hey, save me your food grade buckets. I've heard to make sure you use food grade buckets. Don't just go to Home Depot and buy the plastic buckets. Go for the food grade ones. You can probably get food grade buckets from the grocery store too. Hey, just go to the bakery and say, hey, do you guys got some extra food grade buckets? But I had mine, and I've got free buckets. Didn't have to pay anything for them, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go, and it's going to be inexpensive. And then all the vegetables that I'm planning and envisioning getting, it's going to be well worth it. I'm excited for it. Heirloom seeds, self-sustaining is better. That's a great tip. And as I'm doing this from year to year now, I'm expecting to evolve. And from year to year to year, I'm going to get better and better and better. And pretty soon, I'm going to be like an expert, right? I'll be making videos and, man, house of preps, gardening tips, and I'll have all the answers and all these great things. And you'd be like, whoa, where'd this guy come from? So, but we're getting there. So Patty says, I got large flower pots for my containers growing vegetables. Yeah, anything you can get. Oh yeah, Firehouse subs. Great point. I was going to bring that up, CR. Thank you. The Firehouse subs, they sell their pickle buckets for cheap, but yes, they do smell like pickles. But I do have some pickle buckets from the school that I'm at, and I leave them out like in the garage and let them air out. And they do kind of eventually, after they've been washed, with they ran them through the washer for me a couple times at the school, and you let them air out for a while, and eventually it does kind of start dying down. But if you like pickles, hey, it's not a bad thing, right? Oh, Alley Roo, large pots for $1. I didn't even think about checking the Dollar Tree just to see what they had. They might have some decent sized pots there. That'd be neat to check that out. So yeah, you're welcome. I love sharing my journey, and I can't wait to, like I said, I have a playlist that I'm going to put when I do nothing but a garden video. I'm going to just keep adding that to that playlist, and it'll be neat to go back and just kind of follow all the way down. Oh, Susie, thank you for joining the foundation, the member, I guess, is that what you call it? It's the membership, right? That's the button that you can hit to be a member of House of Prep. So Susie, thank you for doing that. And you got a little house now. So every time you make a comment on any of my videos, you'll have that little house on there. I did notice the house, I've got it set up, it changes colors. So those that have been a member for like a couple months or a few months, you get a different colored house. I think like Patty and somebody else I've seen, theirs are pink now. You've got a pink house right now. I'm catching up here. If you get woody potting soil, just pick out the big pieces and start compost bin and use small soil to start your plants. It works for me. Okay, 35 years. Hey, speaking of a compost pile. All right, so if you've seen one of my first garden, hey Patty, thank you very much. Here's some Oreo cookie money. Oh, thank you. I'm going to get me the double stuffed for that. Okay, that's going to get me the double stuffed. So thank you, Patty. That every time I eat one from the bag, I'll be thinking of you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I promise you, I'm going to get them because you know me. That's my weakness. Oreo cookies. But a compost pile. So if you saw my video, I had that brick wall in the backyard, right? So on the bottom level in that corner where there's a water spout right there, I decided to dig a hole, and I wanted to plant an Oreo to see if it grows. Hey, I'm all for it. If I could figure that out, I probably could market that, right? So I dug a hole, and I've been throwing, like I had some leftover pineapple. If you remember, I had bought this big pineapple one Thursday. So we cut it up. It was incredible. Some of the scraps of it and the center of it and stuff. I put it in this hole. I put some eggshells in there. Jacqueline Miller, welcome to the foundation membership. I appreciate that. Thank you. So Jacqueline's a foundation member. So I appreciate you joining the membership of House of Prep. So I threw some eggshells in there, banana peels. I've thrown a couple banana peels in. I guess it's a compost pile. And I guess you churn it up and you just kind of let that stuff decompose in there. I've been reading like the do's and don'ts of things. All right, South Colorado Stetter. See you. Appreciate you being here. Hey, how you doing? Night. You already leaving? Hey, you're saying hello, goodbye? Are you still in Texas? You should be on a better time frame, better sleep schedule. So, so I'm making this compost pile. So is that smart? Like if I start doing, you are in Texas, good. Hey, and do you have any updates? You're down there by the border with all the craziness going on down there. You got any updates for us? Are you okay? So, okay, make sure it's a good mix of wet and dry material. You should do okay composting. Okay. And I don't know when I guess I would use it. 3 motorcades. I saw your email earlier about the motorcades. You said they had from San Antonio all the way down. They had that all blocked off where they were transporting some of the immigrants trying to come through. So that was really interesting. And the pictures that you sent me, I thought that was interesting. I appreciate you doing that. So let's see, composting need green and brown layers. Okay. Like I've heard grass clippings, I can throw those in there too. That corner being wet will help. Turn it over once in a while. Okay, that's good. Spring break down there too. Yeah, I could make it a mess. Yeah, Erica, I saw you say later, so I'll catch you later. But yeah, I'm leaves. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm wanting to start a compost pile because I'm thinking long term, like that's something that I'll be able to use. It will break down to an incredibly rich soil. That is when you use it in the garden. Perfect. So see, I don't even have to use it right away then. I mean, that's something that I'm building for as I'm really starting to kick my gardening in gear. I'll have this soil that should just be rich, full of nutrients and things. It did not work out for you? Yeah, try again. Absolutely, Stacy. Absolutely, 100% jump in there and do that again. Next season, Candace, so you're saying that would be good for me for next season. That's what I'm kind of thinking. So this is kind of my first kickoff, I'm starting all this. I'm getting my green thumb going, and then I'm getting that compost pile because I'm thinking one step ahead. Remember, I told you earlier I got the business mind, right? Always trying to think one step ahead. I can compost all clipped vegetation. Just make sure disease plants go elsewhere. Okay, yeah. Start now for next season, Joanne. Thank you. That's what I'm doing. We'll do that. I like that. So I am going to build this up for next year. 1 part green and 2 part brown is a great compost system. Okay, that's great advice. No dairy products. Okay, I won't do that. CB, thank you. See, that's what I needed, just to be reconfirmed this. I mean, it's stuff that I read, but for the people that actually do this, I like the feedback to make sure that what I'm doing is a good thing, and that way you had a chance to say, "Hey, whoa, put on the brakes." And I read it's wise. Yeah, no meat. I was just gonna say that. You read my mind. Thank you. No meat. I was just saying I was reading like don't throw meat in there. So I was like, okay, make sure I don't do that. There are ways people make it decompose faster, but it's quite regimented. Yeah, I probably won't get like super heavy into composting, but doing it on a level that I'm comfortable with. Not overcommitting myself, but keep it basics. Oh, Erica, gotcha. Okay, so Erica's still here. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm excited to do that because I figure, man, if I'm making my own rich soil from stuff that's scraps, I'm saving money that way too for next year. I'll have better soil. I don't have to work as hard trying to get the soil up where it needs to be if I've already been doing that. So we catch Miss T. You can make a compost can for your kitchen from an empty plastic coffee can. Put your eggshells, coffee grounds, vegetables, etc. Yeah, that's a great idea. That would save me from every time I do it, I have to run out there and do it. So Patty B. Yeah, see, Patty, you got the pink house on there because you've been a member longer, so it changes. That house color changes. I see fruit, veggie scraps, leaves, grass, clippings, coffee grounds, and eggshells make great compost for next year. So yeah, so I'm excited for that. That's going to be something brand new for me too. Oh yeah, thank you. Joy says make sure to hit the like button. At some point if you don't mind. I'd appreciate you hitting the like button for me. So, all right. Well, I think we made some good progress, and I got to share my updates with you guys. And I saw you guys all earlier exchanging ideas. I think we've answered 3 or 4 people that had questions. I think we've helped answer your questions. Did anybody have a question or something that we didn't get to that didn't get answered? Yali Roo, yep, good to see you too. So I think we'll probably wind down for the night. Let you all get your beauty rest, right? Actually, it's me. So it starts getting past my bedtime, and who knows what I'll start talking about. So I got to keep it. I got to keep my beauty sleep in there. Let's see. Candace said, "Okay, here's a good question." Yeah, Arlene, it was fun, wasn't it? So Candace is asking who'd win a fight, Superman or Spider-Man? Look, I got to be honest with you. It's going to be Superman. The only way that any of these other superheroes, because I've had that conversation with Batman, you said Spider-Man, is if they had some kryptonite. If they got a hold of a piece of kryptonite, then it's game over for Superman. But without the kryptonite, okay, if there's no kryptonite in the conversation, Superman every time. Doesn't matter who. It's going to be Superman. I have not seen the new show, Superman and Lois. Is that on Netflix? Is that a Netflix thing? Or like a different, is it a series or? Oh, cover my compost with black plastic. So you guys aren't wanting me to get off, are you? You just want me, look, I got my Mountain Dew. All right. I will stay on here and we'll talk all night long. And I could just holler down, honey, get me another Mountain Dew. And I'll just keep them coming. And I will stay on here all night long. Superman, he got his kryptonite shot. Did he? Is he immune? Is he immune to kryptonite now? And then tell me he is. That'd be awesome. This dude who's going to stay up all night. All right, get out the caffeine. Brew up the pots of coffee. Yeah, it's going to be House of Prep all night long. We're going into the weekend. Oh, just after midday here. No fair. Oh, Erica's going to have us all beat. Oh, that's cheating. Second cup of coffee already. It's actually KPLR. CB, normally I wouldn't drink caffeine drinks this late. But when I'm doing a video, I'd like to have a little bit in me. Just to keep me straight, a little bit of that caffeine. It's 10 p.m. there. Thank you, Patty. Yeah, you're ahead of me a little bit. I guess you guys are an hour ahead. Let's see, I'm catching up here. Mammy's already sleeping. Mammy's asleep. And let's see, Jacqueline, who can recommend? I have food storage buckets. How can I bury? You're trying to bury like a stash? That would be cool. Oh, 2:08 a.m. in the UK. Oh, you got us beat. You got the roughest time right there. Well, you're faithful. I appreciate that. So, yeah, 10 p.m. there. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. This is a greatest group of people here. I enjoy making videos with you guys, for me, because you guys help me too. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so Candace says seal it well and bury it deep. So hopefully that answers the food grade bucket stash, if that's what the goal was. Survival Living buries his preps. So that might be a great, catch a video on that. And somebody said night, Joanne. Would Joanne jump off? All right, Joanne. Weak. dropping off. Whoever dropped off first had to buy the rest of us a steak dinner. That was the deal, right? Whoever the first person was to get off had had to buy us all steak dinner. Wasn't that the deal? That was the deal. So now, yeah, remember where you bury it, guys. If you're burying food grade buckets, please make sure you have a map or something. Yeah, because yeah, I told you about the story about my grandpa. Yeah, he was in the hospital, and he knew that it was the end of he wasn't going to be making it, and from memory, he made out a list, a map of where he had money stashed for my grandmother, so she could find the hidden money stashes that he had. And thank God he made the map, because he had money hidden everywhere. In the seams of couches, I think I told you all in a video one time, he had money hidden and stuff. So yeah, if you're going to do a stash of anything, food or money, stuff buried or whatever, make sure you have a map. I don't know if you trust somebody else to have the information of those stashes just in case. But yeah, Susie, yeah, he had money hidden in false walls in the back of a dresser. I think I told the story a couple weeks ago, but I'll say it real quick. After he passed away, within that next year, my grandmother still lived in Ohio, and we were in Florida, so we all went up and went with my dad, and we were moving her. Well, we had some moving people there, a big old truck, and and they were moving one of the big dressers from her bedroom. Well, they thought they had already found all of his money stashes, and evidently there was still one more. The movers kind of, how they sometimes you drop trying to go up the ramp and you kind of hit the dresser and it kind of jolts it. Well, when he jolted it, all of a sudden something on the inside of this dresser had fell, and all these, it's like the $10 rolls of quarters, but they weren't full of quarters. They were filled with $1 pieces. And there was just rolls of them everywhere, all over the ground. And they came to my dad and said, you might want to come look at this. And sure enough, there's all these rolls of these $1 coins. And he had stashed them inside and made a false wall in the back of this dresser. And my grandmother didn't know, nobody knew. So it was cool though, because as a tip for the guys that were moving, I kind of told my dad, I was like, hey, you should give them each a roll for like a story that they could tell, that's their tip. And so he did. He gave them each their own roll, and that was their tip for helping out and being honest. For obviously they could have just grabbed up all of them rolls and went their merry way, but they were honest about it. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, they're worth a lot of money now. I don't know if they held on to them or not. That would be cool if they did. So, all right, you guys. Look, I know you guys are all prepared to stay up all night long. But, so, all right, here we go. I got reinforcements. Here they are. See, I told you, it took a minute. Service is a little slow around here. But, yeah. So, but I got the extra Mountain Dew, so I guess I'm going to be staying up for a little bit now. So I have no excuses now. So, so Eric said my dad was the same way. He found a few grand. Wow, yeah. Either my brother or myself didn't know about. Yeah, and I'm sure, when I'm old and I pass away, I'm going to have some stashes. I can already see it now. I'm already going to have stuff squirreled away. And, I'll have to come up with my own little map and my own little inventory sheet. All right, Allie night. Yeah, I'm going to be getting off too. I'm having fun. Look, and I could stay up all night with you guys. I really appreciate it. And, no, I couldn't. My wife says I couldn't. She says I wouldn't be able to make it. I'm a lightweight. So it's been a long time. Hey, when we were younger, we could stay up all night long. And I remember going to a youth group and the all night at church. You stay up in the gym and just wear yourself ragged all night long, and then you just sleep your life away for the next day. But yep, she knows me, so I gotta cash in my chips. I'm done. So yeah, take your melatonin, get some Z's. So All right. Yeah, Miss T, your grandmother, great grandmother used to do that too. Yep, sewing her money away in the hems of her coats. Wow. So yeah, you don't want to be giving that stuff away. So that's my mom would always joke like that too. She says, "Look, if something ever happens to me, make sure you guys go through all my stuff." Yeah, so she's already kind of like hinted to the fact that she has stashes. So I'm sure we'll have to do that. Great question, Arlene. Um, I think I still Friday nights. Is that still good with you guys? Yeah, Susie, Eric, you guys have a great night. So I'm thinking Friday nights are still good. Last Friday night I wasn't able to do it. And Patty says for me to keep my journal of what grows well there for next year. Absolutely, great idea. I do. I need to create that journal and get that going. So thumbs up for Friday, Patty. Okay. So yeah, I think next Friday night. Let's do it. I'll plan it down. I'll mark it on the calendar. And thank you, Eric. I'll give you guys some updates while I'm out. Maybe if I'm at a waterfall, you all like to see a video. And who knows, maybe I'll go live at the waterfall. Almost 40. This is my party. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the 40s. So, all right, you guys. Have a good night. Good night, peeps. Yep. Thank you, Erica. Yeah, you're midday. Yep. Laugh it up. Yeah. Yeah, Friday nights, Patty, of 8 o'clock. I think I'm still going to stick with that. I did see Prepper Nurse 1 has his at 7, and I know he kind of goes an hour to an hour and a half, but I'm trying not to like jump on somebody else's time like that. It kind of lets people that might want to see both, I'm just trying to, you know, be friendly and play nice and not try to like overlap as much. I know I can, it's not that big of a deal. But it's just courtesy thing and professional courtesy, I guess. It just makes me feel better if I just kind of do my own time. So I'm thinking 8 o'clock next Friday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So some of you guys, that's 9. But it looks like you guys are party animals. You can handle it. So, all right, you guys, you all take care, and I'll catch you guys on a video this weekend.